It's about that time again, huh? Well, folks, it's September 23rd, which means that I have officially owned this car for 2 whole years. Last year, I did a full, comprehensive review of this car, and it took me a very long time to make, but I'm still proud of it. But this year, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I would like to talk about how I, after 2 years of owning this car, now think that project cars are good for the soul. And while we're at it, you guys will get my honest opinion on whether I made the right decision or not 2 years ago on buying this car. So let's rewind the clock a little bit. I was about 5 years old whenever I first realized that I wanted to buy a car. By my first year of high school, I was actively trying to buy a car. And then finally, in 2023, I did it. And I bought this car that you see before you, my 1996 Mustang GT. And let me just say, I was over the moon, even though the car was rough and loud and temperamental. It still is. But I didn't care. I loved it. But I was also in for a bit of a rude awakening. For my older audience, this goes without saying. You guys have known this for a long time. But owning a car is a lot of responsibility. You have to pay for a lot of stuff. Insurance, registration, car payments every month, oil change, tire rotation. You guys get the idea. This stuff adds up quickly, and it forced me to learn how to manage my money and spend it well. Also, this car was 27 years old whenever I bought it, and she has obviously been used and abused a couple of times. So by nature of her age and recreational use, a lot of stuff has gone wrong on this car. And 2 years later, there is still a ton of stuff wrong with this car. Let's go through the list real quick, shall we? All right, so where do I start? There's been a coolant leak since the day I bought it. The air for the AC and heat only works on the defrost setting. The headlights are not only misaligned, but also falling apart. One of the lights on the dash is not illuminating. The shocks all the way around are trashed. This panel falls out every time I close the driver's door. I need to replace the belt. And don't get me started on the trunk. And it feels like every time I fix one problem, 2 more come to take its place. It's probably not true, but it does feel like the problems are never going to go away. Owning a project car, especially when it's your daily driver, is a frustrating, exhausting process that feels like it is never going to end. And at this point, you're probably confused. Steven, I thought you said project cars were a good idea. Okay, first off, I never said they were a good idea. I also never said they were a sound financial investment. Gonna gloss over that one though. I said that project cars can be good for the soul. And let me explain why. For one, projects have the potential to bring people together. I've found that in the last 2 years, working on a project car with friends, as well as with family sometimes, makes the process way more fun and rewarding. It also makes it way less scary to start on. Everyone comes together for a common goal, and when it's done, you all get to celebrate it. Now, of course, this only works if you're willing to help your friends with their projects as well, but you should be, because it should become this mutual cycle of love and respect for each other. If it is a true and good friendship, you should want to see your friends win and be happy. So you all take turns donating your time to help each other. And it ends up meaning something. I also find that owning a project car and working on it yourself instead of sending it to a shop gives you a certain sense of pride. In the taking of stuff apart and then putting it back together, the machine becomes yours in a way that few other automobile owners can lay a claim to, especially in today's age. Of course, that does mean that when you mess stuff up, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. But that sense of pride doesn't leave you, whether you get it on the first try or the 17th. It's that trial and error kind of aspect to working on cars that makes it feel so good when you finally do get it right. Diagnosing a car and working on it sometimes forces you to think critically, and you have to think outside of the box. And you also have to think about how you're going to manage your resources to make a certain project work. That's challenging, but that's also the appeal of a project car, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That's probably what turns a lot of people away from owning a project car. A lot of people these days simply don't want the challenge. They see it as an inconvenience, which is fair. Modern life is fast and has the opinion that time is valuable, which it is. But if time can be used for a worthwhile practice, is that not a good thing? The challenge aspect of owning an old car is what I think makes it worthwhile. Yeah, it can be really annoying sometimes, trust me. I know, but I also argue that buying and owning a project car is a great way to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and to try something new. But maybe you're still asking yourself, Steven, how is this good for my soul? Well, fostering friendships, pursuing challenge, and learning new skills that you can be proud of are all things that I think are very good and healthy for your soul. And if you're still a little hesitant about the reward that's waiting for you at the end, well, when the engine finally fires up, you will have the privilege of looking down at what you have built and knowing that it was you who was responsible for it working. You get to drive it, and then hopefully you can feel the fruit of your labors in the way that it drives. That machine is yours, and it's working. And for that moment, for however long it lasts, you have the privilege of being able to sit back, smile, and drive your car. So, do I regret buying an old beat-up Mustang? Not a bit. She ain't much, but she's mine. And doggone it, I'm proud of that. So, dear viewer, go out there, buy yourself an old project car, and embrace the challenge. And it might take a while, and there might be a lot of setbacks, but I think, in the end, stay true to it, and it'll be good for you. Thank you guys for your time. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of your day, everybody, and bye-bye.